Somehow, throughout all of this chaos, I had managed to apply to be an RA again. My new experience equipped with a second year in housing got me the job. And of course, like all of you, no one knew what I had been through. I could not talk to anyone about it because people were going to be looking at me as a role model. I had to be strong. My first year as an RA was an emotional roller coaster. It was filled with happiness and excitement from having my first group of residents. These girls were beautiful inside and out. They were loving and compassionate. They were respectful and embodied everything that I had taught them. It was easy to be an RA at that time, but it wasn't easy to be me, and the personal things began to creep up. My mom had just gotten over her own trip to the dark, shadowy place. I can recall calling her to tell her about my assault, and before I could even get the words out, she told me she wanted to kill herself over her divorce with my father. I swallowed my pain and I helped her through hers, much like what we do with our residents. I started counseling, and although it normalized much of what I was going through, it brought to attention so many things I had not thought about since my assault. I felt like I was going crazy again, but I knew I was taking the steps in the right direction. It's like when you need help on your road trip. You visit a place maybe once every few years, and this place for me was being healthy again. Sometimes when you visit that place, you can't quite remember how to get there, so you ask for directions. Maybe you ask from a local person, maybe you use your GPS, or maybe you ask a friend how to get there. But you don't want to believe it. You feel strongly that you are not going in the right direction. I was like that on my trip. I did not want to believe counseling could help me, or that talking about my trauma would give me any peace. But I trusted in my support system, and I followed the directions I was given. In the end, I reached my final destination to that healthy place once again. As RAs, there's this unspoken pressure to be strong in times of crisis. I could not be, and to admit that was so hard. Once I did, though, it gave me great humility and freedom. It's okay to get lost on your journey. Your road trip may be scary, and the rest of mine was still rocky. I struggled to get back on the road and even flunked 2 classes. I sat there on my last day thinking, how did I get here? How had my journey, which had started out so good, ended up so badly? I spent all summer thinking about how I was going to do better. I was going to be the best RA anyone had ever seen. I wanted so badly to come back and prove I deserved this job and was meant for it. However, bouncing back from being at an all-time low is harder than it looks. This is what we must remember when we are helping others along their journey, that we cannot do it alone. I am thankful for every single person on my staff who has held me up when I was down, or who has told me to get help. It is this stop on the journey that I've come to visit a place of love for myself, of strength, of empathy. That dark place is a vivid memory of what I have been through. I will wear the scars of that time with pride to show that I am a true warrior and that we are all warriors. We are on the front lines of the biggest war yet. The battle against depression in the college population has barely started. We are some of the only people on our campuses to care about these issues. We are the first responders to some pretty heartbreaking situations, and through all of the things that we face on the job, we never acknowledge that our own struggles are some of the hardest things we have to overcome. This is what makes us human. This is why we are so good at our job, because we empathize, and we will never let someone fall like we have fallen. But in order to support others, you must take care of whatever is within you. You have to be honest with yourself first, and then be honest with the people you work with. Do not waste energy holding on to anger or resentment. Do not let yourself visit that dark, shadowy place, because depression can only survive in silence. The threat is real, but we are the makers, the creators, the doers, and ultimately we are driving ourselves on the road trip. We have the power to empower ourselves and others. This is our opportunity to grow. I believe that each of us has a unique background to offer our residents, and together we create a giant web of support and love. We are connected by the one thing that made us all apply: to help. Regardless of what we have been through or have not been through, we know what it is to have someone say thank you for all that you have done for me. We know what it feels like to be invested in our communities and to be happy when they succeed. So let this be our moment to be vulnerable. Right here, right now, let someone help you get to your final destination, because we are all in this together and my success is bound with yours. I want you to leave today with motivation and inspiration. So use this opportunity at NRAP to motivate yourself to be the best person you can be. And that does mean taking care of yourself. Get inspired from all that you have learned today and use it to inspire others. Inspire them to be the best person they can be. If we all do this, the results will change those statistics. It can start here. This journey, this road trip to that final destination of student success will start right here, where we gather together to make a difference. Thank you.